Let's talk about our final piece that we started last time. So I have my 6 sketches next to me so I can look at those. You need to use at least 2 on your final, but you could use more than that. You can also take some artistic liberties on what you decide to do. Keep in mind that contrast video we just talked about with contrasting textures. So contrast means a big difference, like black and white. So with textures, that could be sharp and smooth, furry versus rocky, pointy, spiky, just some textures that are different from one another. So these little balls that I'm doing are like spiky, and so I'm countering that with something that is contrasting, like the smooth lines in the background. You also want to think about connecting your pieces. How are they interacting? One of my favorite ways to interact pieces is to use overlap. So that means that some of those pieces are going behind the pieces in front. And even though you're doing contrasting textures, you don't want too many of them. You want to connect them by repeating them in other elements. So those spiky balls, I put several of them in my piece. Those kind of noodle lines, those are repeated in different spots. I'm making sure to have some contrasting textures that are repeated throughout the piece. Remember, this is abstract, so even though we were using microscopic images as our inspiration, we can go off of that a little bit to create our own piece. They don't have to be completely realistic to what we were looking at. So really play with the lines and the shapes.